Well, boys, we did it. We hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. It is absolutely unreal. I want to, just before I head out to Chance's shop, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of the support and all of the subscriptions and everything. It just means so much to me. So I want to give back something a little bit to you guys. So I decided to do 40% off of my lanyards and my air fresheners that I have on my site. I know I'm sold out of stickers. I apologize. It's just been a lot of money for the bags, a lot of money for the wheels. So I will get either them in stock again, or I'm going to be coming up with a new line of stickers very soon. Not too sure yet, but I will figure it out. So these bad boys and my lanyards, 40% off on my site if you use Divine. So thank you guys again very much, and let's get to Chance's shop. All right, guys, so we are back at the shop today. I picked up from Home Depot some more hardwood. Unfortunately, the brand that I got the last time was out of stock. They sold out of it, so I had to get another brand. That's all right. We planned on making the trunk, the hardwood trunk, over again anyways, because over here, if you look, we drilled the holes in this one, and then we decided to go a different route, which looks absolutely insane. And this is gonna be wild. You a madman. But so to get that all in preparation, I need to take the old hardwood and trace it out like we did before onto the new hardwood. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the old hardwood piece and I'm gonna graph it. That way Chance can have like a dead accurate area to where he needs to drill the holes for each line to go through. So I'm going to set this up, set that up, put it on the sawhorse, and do the same tracing and cutting and numbering and puzzle piecing like we did before. And I'm gonna start banging out the hardwood floor trunk again, and Chance is gonna continue grinding on the hardwood, not the hardwood, Jesus, on the hard lines. So a little 2-for-1, we can get stuff done a little bit quicker, so let's do it. All right, tell me this isn't the fattest, nicest graph you guys have ever seen. I don't think I've ever made a graph this nice in my entire life, but this will make it so that Chance can lay the lines down in the hard lines down in the exact same spot on either side, and it'll be all symmetrical and stuff, because this is the scrap piece of hardwood, and I'm gonna be making another one. So he can use this, but I'm gonna get the other two pieces that go here and here, and then get the new hardwood, assemble all of it, trace this one out, and then Chance can have this one, and then number it like we did before, cut out each individual piece, glue them up, and then the new hardwood will be done. And while we're doing that, Chance can work on this and get this all situated, but looks awesome. So guys, one thing that I was worried about when I bought the new hardwood floor today was when I got the box, it looked a lot wider than the hardwood that we had. But it turns out that it was longer, but it was actually the exact same width. So I'm going to only need to use 4, and I'm only going to need to trace out the center section, which only means that we can get this done quicker, and I can still utilize these because these are the exact same thing. They're just from a different brand. So hopefully everything looks good and matches up, but I'm going to get this center section cut out and glue it all up, and then we'll be good with the hardwood trunk. Let that dry, and then Chance can use the graft one, and we can get that all situated. All right, so very quick, but we got it all done. Looks awesome. It's an exact replica of the previous one. Same exact color, same everything. So I'm gonna glue it up real quick, get that set, and Chance is going to continue on the hard lines. While this is gluing, I'll get shots of that. And Steve at the same time is also putting the airlines from the bags themselves and running them into the trunk. So I got a lot of filming to do, but I'm gonna get this glued up and then we will continue. So Steve just got the first airline ran for the driver's side rear bag. You can see it right in here. So the black line connects to a fitting on the airbag, goes through the rubber grommet, and conveniently comes out right there. And we'll go down into the compressors and under the hardwood, which is now over there being dried, and things are going good. So he's gonna start working on this side now, and Chance is over there grinding away at the hardline setup, which I'm gonna show you. I'll show you guys real quick, but look at how intricate this is becoming. It, like from the side, is a super cool perspective. I think when this thing's in the trunk with the hardwood, it's gonna be so fire. So I'll probably do a quick time lapse real quick of him working on the hard lines, and then we'll see what happens after that, but here we go. So right now we bolted the management, the pedestal, and the wood onto the graft piece of hardwood, the scrap hardwood. And this is where the hardwood graft comes into play, because you can see the lines come in, they go down, we can find exactly where they are, and we can mark it on this to mark it onto the hardwood that's drying over there. And we can go from there. So we're gonna put the other ones in and do a bunch of stuff, and it'll be cool. So. Okay, so we kind of have it mocked up like 90% of the way. We need to do one more line, but this thing's starting to look like that old Windows 95 screensaver with like the bouncing pipes and like interchanging. This thing's crazy. Look at how intricate. It's hard to see, but holy crap, dude. This thing is, this just looks confusing, but it looks so cool at the same time. You're fucking killing it, my guy.
Thanks, bro.
This thing is crazy, and this graph makes it so much easier. We have things spaced out perfect on both sides. This is gonna be the time where things go perfect. And this is absolutely insane. This in the trunk is gonna be like unheard of.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Oh, I'm so pumped. Getting it in the trunk is the next question. We got the rear lines ran, like I said. We are working on the front lines right now, and we actually noticed that I'm leaking a little bit of oil, tiny bit, not a lot, but I went under the car and I saw that it was coming from the rear main, which is fun, but old car, it's 27 years old, so it's expected. Once I have access to a lift or something, maybe I can do that, but it doesn't really jeopardize stuff right now. It's not really a big deal, but this thing's coming along wild. We're just bending the last lines right now to go down, and then we'll drill them into the holes and be good. Okay, so we have it done. This is by far one of the craziest hardline setups I have ever seen. And I've seen quite a few hardline setups. I go to a lot of car shows. I see a lot of cars, pop trunks and everything. This is next level. This is like, I don't know. Look at this. Let me stand behind the fan so it doesn't get blown. But look at this, dude. This is absolutely insane. Look at how symmetrical it is. I'm standing dead on, and everything is just like. So obviously there's like a little couple like things here and there. Barely can notice. It's impossible to make a perfect bend for two different types of pipe. But this is bonkers, dude. I'm hyped. So now what we have to do. Now that we have this crazy setup, is we need to polish the lines. We need to, you can see right here, we marked with pencil. So we're gonna make this an actual like straight square instead of some random piece. We're gonna carpet that, and we are going to take the new piece of hardwood that I have drying, which is pretty much done, and we're gonna take the bulkheads out of this, and we are going to lay the other one right on top because it's gonna be an exact fit. And we're gonna mark where they are onto the new piece, drill it, put the bulkheads in. Once everything's all polished up, we can officially mount everything onto that piece, and then it goes in the trunk. And we have to run the lines from the bottom of the bulkheads so that they go into the air lines, the hard lines, and all that. Steve is still working on the front air lines of the car, but they're a little bit more difficult than the rear. He had to drop like the splash pan and all that stuff, which is how we figured out I have an oil leak from my rear main seal. But it's whatever. We got the rear lines ran. The compressors are still in here, nice and tucked away. And we still have the plan where we're gonna mount the actual air tank to the 2x4s. That way it's super rigid and won't go anywhere. But good progress so far. This thing is, I gotta look at this one more time. I gotta show you guys one more time. Look at this airline setup. This is absolutely insane. And I'm actually pumped that we decided to go with aluminum too. This is wild. All right, so right now we got the tank hard lines bent and ran, and it's cool because they're like in dead unison with the rest of the running, and it looks awesome. So we're debating a little bit about the stand, whether we want to like repaint the actual pedestal and then carpet the wood. That way you obviously don't see wood and all that stuff. So we're just going over that right now. But Steve just wanted to make sure it could be, because with the front bags, the fittings kind of are facing in a funny way, and the only way for him to turn it was to unbolt the bag, turn it, and then rebolt it back up. So he did that, and then he jacked it all the way up, and this is fully aired out, mind you. This is impossible unless I was to tub the ins like under the hood and everything, but he jacked it all the way up, and this is insane. Like this is unheard of. Like, I could not fit an 18, a 17. I couldn't probably even fit a fucking 12 in here. That is absurd.
It's tucking hard.
That is insane. I almost want to put a wheel on with like a few lugs and just jack it up and see how high it goes.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
You want to do that?
I'm down.
Let's fucking do it, dude. This is mind-blowing. Holy shit.
I can only imagine, dude, with the stocks too.
I don't know how much it'll go up with the stocks, but I know it'll be pretty aggressive. So we're going to take all of the, sorry with the fan, we're going to take all of the lines off, and then we're going to polish them up, and we're also going to transfer over the new hardwood and go from there, and we can drill the holes out to match. That way it all fits right. But over here, Steve is jacking the wheel up. We'll see how high up she goes.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, keep going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
That's it. She's mad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's rubbing.
That's pretty low though. That looks awesome. All right, so we got the trunk set up like completely done and mocked up today. We made the other set of hardwood flooring for the trunk, graphed everything out, laid everything out. You guys saw that. It looks absolutely insane. I don't think that I could have ever like thought of or wished for a cooler design for my trunk. Right now, we were just starting to polish up the lines. We realized that it was 11 o'clock and he actually has to close the shop down at 11. So we're gonna call it a night here, but the rear lines are ran. The front lines, they're a little bit finicky, but they're pretty much almost done now. I think he got the fittings and leader lines and stuff on, so he just has to actually run the line back to the car and that'll be it. He's gonna run it under the car. We jacked the car up and saw how far up the wheel goes, and it's pretty crazy. It's got kind of a thick tire on it right now, and it's also a 17. I plan on getting, I bought 18s for it. They won't be here for a long time, but I did buy 18s for it, and I'll probably be running a lot lower profile of a tire to make it go a little bit lower and the fitment look a little bit better. But this thing is coming along, and tomorrow we'll be chugging along again. Tomorrow we'll jump right into getting the new hardwood floor that's still over there drying. We'll get that plumbed and drilled with all of the measurements that we have on the spare one. Bolt everything up to it. We'll take care of the pedestal. We'll get that all cut and, you know, looking nice and everything. Bolt everything in, attach everything in the trunk, lay it in the trunk, run the lines, and maybe, just maybe, we might have it done tomorrow completely, but don't hold me on that because things obviously go wonky, you know, and you don't expect it. So, but that is going to be it for today. We got a lot of work done and I'm stoked on it. We pretty much got the entire trunk setup done in a day, which is kind of unheard of for a lot of people, but this looks cool. You guys saw it. I wish that it was all assembled still so I can, you know, finish with looking at it, but it's all good. I have it in my head. I have pictures. I'm stoked. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow at Hartwell Tailored for doing all of this awesome fabrication and bag install stuff for me. This thing is gonna look so cool. I'm stoked, and I will see you guys tomorrow.